Well then, since we're here all night together. You know when you have a serious crush on somebody? Like a crazy, serious crush on somebody? And then you get to go on a date with them, which is so fucking cool because they asked you and you didn't ask them because you were too shy. And then you go on a date together and you think it was like pretty fucking awesome and they thought it was like, So then you go home and write a passive aggressive and I'm afraid my is gonna get stepped on. You write a passive aggressive and potentially accusatory poem about the date and you know that it's passive aggressive and accusatory because the whole time you call them you. You know poems that only refer to people as you? Here's one of them. You are my worst nightmare, my best dream, wrapped up in the same thing. Like animals when you can't tell whether they're fucking or fighting over territory. Like US peacekeeping, like making cheese. You know the process. You are my worst nightmare, my best dream, and you swept me off my feet, ass over elbows, if only in my sleep state. Wait to find the feeling was only one-sided, cause you guys are not prepared to do all these pieces. Am I just falling apart on stage in front of everybody?
No.
We're all okay? You know the process, because you know we're talking about you make me feel like $1 million and like I ain't got no sense in the same heartbeat. You make me fucking crazy. I make you bored, and I know I'm immature, but I want to show up at your doorstep with a picnic on my bike. Cut your apprehension to palatable bites. I want to spend the night. I want to spend the night with you because you make me desperate. Me, hey, you can take it or leave it, and I don't even care. I got such a schoolgirl crush, you could steal my lunch money, and I'd still invite you to my birthday swim party, right? Still pass your notes in classes, asking you to check boxes. X and yes marks the spot where my heart is, so I'm dotting my I's and crossing my fingers. You're a smart-ass woman, and I think that's sexy. I get ooey gooey each time you text me, and I'm dyslexic with our relationship. Only been on one date, and I'm already maybe not kids. True story. Making down payments on white picket fences, cause it's not rocket science, y'all. It's Scientology, see? I'm jumping on Oprah's couch with just the hopes that you'll call me. Letting down my walls hoping they don't fall in on me and letting off my guard, hoping you'll take a shot at me. Cause shit, you don't know what's impossible till you found that limit of possibility. And so possibly, you'll hear this poem and think I'm cute and not creepy. Maybe you want to spend the night, huh? Maybe you want to spend the night with me because you make me thirsty. Yeah, you're a tall glass of water that goes down easy. And I'm a short man with disordered eating. Resort to scheming, hoping when you're sleeping, you're dreaming what I'm thinking. And wait, believing in poetry. Thanks. I got all my fun stuff, and now I'm just down to sad transsexual poetry. Should we go there? Is it too late? It's sad. It's like really like mournful, sad transsexual poetry. I'm not even sad to be a transsexual. I'm just a sad transsexual. I have to like explain to my brother's wife's family that I'm a poet for a living. That's difficult.
For a living?
For a living. All right, you guys. Here's the deal. I'm 32 years old, which is awesome. And like I tell you, I work with youth a lot, so they're like, 32? That's old. I love this room. I feel like a full-grown adult amongst full-grown adults. And, but do you guys know about Saturn's return?
Yes.
You do?
Oh yeah.
You do because this is New York, and everybody here has been through it. Almost everybody here has been through it. It fucking sucks. If you haven't heard about it, it's when Saturn comes back to slap you in the face for like over and over for 4 years and tell you a lot of life lessons. But I wrote Saturn a poem because that's what you get when you double cross me. Is that tough? I don't know. I'm fucking out of my head on medicine, you guys. Just work with me. Saturn's back. With the wrath of 1,000 moonbeams, the sting of 100 killer bees, a Pacific riptide on my insides, it's a fine time for change, but guess it's not really up to me. See, destinies come calling, presently dissolving these small wings, so if I'm gonna follow my dreams, well, gonna have to do it on my own 2 feet, right? Historically, it hasn't been easy. Was surprised to feel my heart still beating at 18, my skin still warm at 23. It's not that I didn't expect to live, it's just, well, I never thought I'd get to live so happily in this body. My mind, a thunderstorm, my flesh, a choppy sea, the perfect storm of anatomy, my parents' beautiful mistake. I wouldn't have it any other way. How many times do I need to repeat? Not the wrong body. Before the textbook starts believe, before my GID 180s from my gender identity disorder to their disordered identity of gender return to sender. It was my dream as a kid that I could hide inside the confines of my skin. Now, it's not that I always wanted to be a boy, I just always wanted to be bigger than my secrets, that the whole of my difference could be part of somebody's greater experience. Now, I used to think myself birth minotaur, mythology born, 2 bodies in 1 form, and in that sense the textbooks are correct, and my body disconnect, a resurrection of intellect. We often know ourselves better than we're given credit. And I've apologized 1,000,000 times to the binary, to the expectations left behind, and every sorry out of my mouth has been a lie. Cause if I had to do it again, man, I'd rise the same split cells from 1 egg, be pulled from C incision, and begin again the same life I've been living with consent this time. No fighting fate. Y'all want to play a numbers game? Hell, it's statistically impossible that we never change. So I'm constantly fighting solidity, solidarity with inconsistencies, idiosyncrasies, social symphonies, beating the rhythm of timpanis, accompanying a 4-chamber quartet of blood pumping, life's essence, a mathematical sum. See, part of us is always gone, just billions upon billions of blinking electrons in this chemical law that we are all times partial, just ions bearing witness and removing themselves from this harsh world. And now Saturn's back, reminding me that the things I have come from the things I lack, distracting the detachments from tight schedules and excuses for all of my actions. And that Ring Queen's returned and she's disappointed by the distance, and I'm resistant to being passive, all snobby like I'm past that. When inside, I'm aged backwards, teenage idealism and cursing, want to crawl back into the womb and resume again at first breath. Inhale, expand my diaphragm and do it again. Inhale, expand, explode through sternum, not just a metaphor, I'm morphing into new form, and I don't even know where I'm going with these words, just a water sign, pit fire against earth, talking about rebirth to validate the worth of today's work is to say, I do it again. Paper, me pen, this verbal vomit, the reincarnation of all the monsters I used to live with. I can't sashay through my 3rd decade with all these weights of yesterdays, so Saturn, I'm waiting. When you're ready, come find me. I've come to terms with the complexity, a master of my own designing. Saturn, come find me. When you're ready, I'm waiting. This is not a threat nor a promise, just a long-ass declaration. Thank you.